Welcome to Holistic Health, frequently asked question. In today's episode, we'll be discussing a major unnoticed way that social media is negatively impacting our mental health. Now, before we start the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, and share with somebody else who you may think will benefit from watching this video. Let's say something I've been observing primarily of myself as social media gets so complex. And when I say complex, the way that Facebook, Instagram are today was not how it was 10 years ago. The way that TikTok has shifted the social media game and the content creation game, the way that YouTube is trying to adapt to that with shorts, the way Snapchat jumped in and is kind of dabbling from, let's say it's now 2022, so about 2012, that's when I was in high school. The way social media was a bit addicting, right? However, it was still based on who you locally knew, right? Now you can literally see content from people all over the world. Instead of just socializing, it's become a business place, an information place, a learning place, online education just at the tip of your fingers, entertainment just at the tip of your fingers, and the ability for others or individuals to create high quality content without needing a massive, team or massive budget, equipment, etc. in order to produce content. While these things are great for us collectively as a human race, making things much faster, you can really make money at the tip of your finger like this. Somebody like myself can upload videos to a YouTube channel like this, right? What I find is that what's happening that a lot of people are overlooking, right, and not really noticing, is that they're experiencing information overload. Now, 10 years ago, when I thought of the term information overload, it was simply like I'm studying too much and my brain is full, right? I'm in class and the teacher's going through so much information and my brain is full. It's more information that I can handle to digest in that class. Or if I was overthinking, that was because I had too much information in my mind, right? Now, as I've been observing myself primarily about this year, I noticed that I've been experiencing information overload again, but not from that standpoint. It's in the standpoint of that my eyes and my ears are being overstimulated with constant information from social media. So while I may not be trying to consciously digest everything I see and everything I hear, the amount of time I'm spending on my phone, I realize my eyes are getting exhausted. My ears are like feeling away, they're getting exhausted, and my brain's kind of feeling foggy. And I'm like, this is information overload in the form of the eyes and the ears being overstimulated from a sensory standpoint with constant light, graphic images going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and constant different sounds that you're hearing. This music, this jingle, this person's voice, that person's voice, and not to even mention, based on the niche of content, you can go from something positive to something, I don't use the word negative, but people that like to focus on drama and current events and, celebrity stuff and all that, it's just all over the place. And that's when it hit me. A lot of us are experiencing information overload through overstimulation of our eyes and our ears, and it is causing us to go downhill slowly. One, lack of ability to focus long term, the dopamine hit, the small dopamine hit that we get from being on social media, extended period of time that we're wasting just scrolling on the news feed, and not to mention the fact that because it is it's right in the palm of our hands like this, and because it's not like a big negative effect like painful, it's not something that everybody is aware of. Like for myself, I'm aware of it because I'm highly intuitive and sensitive to observing my body, how it feels internally and externally. For other people, especially, I think there's a lot of articles talking about children, it's just a normal thing. So a part of why we have to be very careful, what I'm finding for myself now, is mainly because this information overload in the form of sensory stimulation is causing negative effects on our mental health. And I strongly think that there's certain aspects to anxiety, depression, fear of missing out, right? Constant comparison of lifestyle, the desire to fake it till you make it, the desire to act like you are living this great life. I mean, of course, life is great, but over push that has caused us to become less grounded. And people will say those things ain't really affecting them and bothering them, but to some extent or some level, we all have insecurities that will manifest in some way or form, indirectly or directly, right? So that's why I'm very cautious of how I put myself on social media, right? Because I don't like to give people a false idea of who I am. But back to what I was saying, so all these things are manifesting in forms of mental health, and it's one thing for adults. Like we as adults, we can say, yeah, it's not really affecting me. I'm just doing me. But when it comes to younger generations and how they're addicted to the social media, quite more than they should be, is from the standpoint of if you're not using social media for educational purposes primarily or most of the time, or to business purposes to make money, using it for just basic recreational purposes for long extended period of time is going to affect our psyche and our mental health. In fact, back when I was in college in 2014 to 15, remember when I was doing IT or information technology, I had even done an article or read up on articles where big CEOs like the owner of Apple didn't allow their kid or their children to spend so much time on the tablets because they understood of how technology was affecting the mental health of our human development process. That being said, one of the major solutions to this is very simple, and that would be a social media fast. aka social media break. So what I've begun to do for myself now is when I go to bed at night, my phone is completely off. It's away from me, right? So I don't hear no notifications, I don't hear no buzzing. If I get tempted to pick up my phone and look at it, it's off, so it's like I'm not gonna wait to turn it back on and go through the whole process to turn it off. I just put it back down. Number two, as I'm in the daytime, I'll spend maybe like 5-10 minutes scroll, and then I say, okay, I'm scrolling too much. Let me focus my mind to something. So I'll go to Amazon Kindle, turn down the brightness on the phone, and read a book around, you know, something that I'm interested in or a skill that I'm learning, or that, you know, like topics around holistic health like this. Or I will basically say, you know what, for the next 3-4 hours, I'm gonna go do something like drawing. Like I shared in a previous video, that drawing and writing is a great way to impact your mental health positively. So I'll say I'm gonna put my phone away and I'm just gonna draw, right? I'm gonna stay in natural light, use my brain and my fingers, and focus on using my brain in a natural way. And I'll write and I'll draw. And if push comes to shove where I'm still utilizing social media and technological device, I may go on YouTube and play meditation music, you know, something that's calm to the ears. If not meditation music, because sometimes I find my ears get tired of listening to like the tones of meditation music, I'll put in dark screen rain sounds, right? And if my mind gets tired of like hearing rain sounds, I'll switch it up, you know, lofi jazz music, calm study music, things that where I'm utilizing this tool. If I'm not fasting from the tool, I'm utilizing it to impact my mental health in a positive way. Also, there's like videos on YouTube that talk about affirmations, like sound affirmations as you're sleeping, and listen to it. I haven't done that in a while, and even for me as a Christian, sometimes I listen to basically a book of Psalms audio on YouTube. But what I've learned to do now in order to re-strengthen my mental health, either I take a break from social media for an extended period of time, or a short period of time, because at the end of the day, this stuff is a part of our lives. There's no really getting away from it. I've unfollowed a lot of pages that basically I'm like, why am I unfollowing? I probably follow them, you know, because like I got a little joke of entertainment, and it's like they're not really something to follow long term. Or if I'm not taking a break from social media, I'm utilizing things within it that can help impact my mental health positively. That being said, thanks for taking time to watch this. If you're somebody who has social media addiction, it's okay, right? We're all addicted to something, but at the end of the day, just know that you can regulate and control it. And if you're someone that finds your mental health is kind of out of whack, think about how you're interacting with social media may be, and if you're having information overload through the overstimulation of your eyes and your ears, and just check, do my eyes feel like it needs a rest? Do my ears feel like it needs a rest? Sometimes a part of taking a break, especially at nighttime, complete darkness, which I'll talk about, a type of fast, complete darkness and no noise. Sometimes our five senses need a break from processing the regular information. Our eyes is processing light, our ears is processing sound, and sometimes the eyes and the ears need that break to relax, because at the end of the day, it's the brain that's basically, you know, gathering all this information, going back and forth, and the eyes, the ears, and the brain sometimes needs just tranquility. Thanks for taking time to watch this, and peace out.